Hi guys, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be unboxing 3 Pop Race models, and make sure to stay to the end as I've got some very exciting news to share with you guys. But before we jump in, make sure to like, subscribe and turn notifications so you never miss a video. So starting off first, we've got this RWB 997, and it started off very strong with the packaging. As you can see, it comes in this bright yellow and it comes on the box as well, with the logo at the top, all the socials and the little slogan, create your own race world now. It's got all the warnings and information on the bottom of the box that you would need, but from the standpoint of the packaging, it's very good overall, and I'm very pleased with the packaging that Pop Race do tend to put on all of the models, whether it be the lower range or the higher end. So as you can see, detail wise, this model is actually spot on, and so is it proportionally as well, with the roof and the body line being absolutely perfect. The rear tail lights are also very detailed, and the spoiler is proportionally spot on to the car. Same with the wing mirrors, they're very nicely detailed, and the interior as well. You can see the roll cage very well, and the wheels, as much as they could be a little bit more detailed, they have got the idler's tyre writing on, which is a very nice little touch. Unfortunately, where this model does get let down is the paint application. As you can see on the spoiler, it's only on half of the spoiler on the black, and the actual black application just isn't very good at all. And the yellow paint in general, as vibrant as it is applied way too thick, and it has made the arches lose its body lines and on the bonnet a lot where the lights are. Now on some models you can get away with the paint application being a little bit thick, but on an RWB you really can't get away with it, especially on the arches, as they're very accentuated, they're very perfect, they're very smooth, but this just made this just very chunky really, and as you can see from the rear, it just doesn't really look the best, as detailed as the model actually is. But as you can see, the paint is so vibrant and it really does stand out amongst any of the cars that I have got amongst the collection. Up next we've got this Nissan R34 in the classic Pennzoil livery. And now again, just like the Porsche, it's got the yellow on the box which matches the livery, and all the details on the side like the name, the 164 and all the warnings and details on the back. I was a little bit hesitant when I unboxed this model, as this and the Porsche are the same yellow, so in the back of my mind I was thinking, will the paint application be just as thick? But it really isn't, and as you can see, the model is absolutely perfect. So already you can see that the paint application isn't too thick at all, and they really have got it spot on with this model. The rear tail lights are a little bit big, but honestly they're so detailed it doesn't really matter too much. The headlights also are a little bit small, but again, with the fact it has an opening bonnet, I think they've had to just narrow it down a little bit. As you can see, the wheels do spin on all of the Pop Race models, and you can see there is a front yellow brake caliper as well, which does stay in place. Like I mentioned, this model is very well detailed, with there also being rear seats as well. But what does tend to set Pop Race apart from every other model on the market for the price that they are, is the fact that they do tend to come with opening features. As you can see, we struggle with the bonnet right there. Now, I do love the fact they come with opening features, as like I say, it does set them apart from a lot of other models. But I do feel as though the engine detail is lacking a little bit. You can see the engine, and you can also see a little bit of writing on top of the engine block, but it's just one solid block in the middle of the engine bay, which I do think they could do a lot more with. In my opinion, with Pop Race, you are getting your money's worth and a little bit more, as the detail is outstanding. Like I say, with the opening features, it really does set the models apart from any other brand out there. But what I do think could be improved on is the way the features do open, as you can see them in pictures and it doesn't look the most detailed, and also that engine could be a little bit more detailed as well. Now, I did touch on the rear tail light, saying there was a little bit big on the proportion, but honestly, that's only nitpicking if you're really trying to find stuff. But other than that, this model is very spot on and is definitely worth the money that you are paying. So finally we've got this Marlboro livery Golf GTI with a little bit extra as well. Now, as you can see, it does have a little bit of a mark on the centre of the box, but it's not really the end of the world as it's not too noticeable. But as you can see, it's got all the details on the side just like the other two models, and the box and the packaging really stand out. But like I said, this did come with a little bit extra, and that is these Marlboro decals, which you can apply to the model if you do wish. Now unfortunately I do know absolutely nothing about applying decals, but I'm sure you can find a video out there which explains how to do it very simply and very perfect as well. So getting back to the model, you can see from the get-go it does look a little bit boring, but obviously that's the beauty of having the decals extra. You can customise this model however you want to, which I think is a very big plus. But again, you can see the wheels really do stand out with the gold BBS style rims, and the detail is very well done, with the Volkswagen badge and the GTI badge being perfectly visible on the front of the model. Obviously the number 10 on the side as well, and also the decals on the bottom of the door trim. As you can see, the wheels do poke a little bit and the tyres don't really fully fit the rim, but I suppose you could call that a little bit of stance. Now speaking of stance, the picture of the model on the box, if you remember, was very slammed and stanced, which doesn't really seem to be the case, as the wheels are just a solid piece, which I do think they have missed out on a big feature there, as they do tend to add a caliper and a brake disc. But again, this model doesn't have an opening bonnet or hood, but it does have an opening rear end, which I think, again, very nice touch, as you don't see very many models that do that anymore. But like I mentioned, the Golf and the GTI badge on the front is extremely well done and extremely visible, but like I say, with the box there you can see it does picture very slammed, and then when you do go up to the model, it's not really the same, as the wheels have really let this model down, but I'm sure they can be changed very easily. But like I mentioned, detail wise this model really doesn't miss. Like with that opening feature, it, like I say, it really does set it apart from the rest. Also the taillights very nicely detailed, and the front accents are just excellent as well. All the trim is nicely done, and the interior is also quite nicely detailed as well. Like I mentioned, this model is absolutely spot on, but personally the one thing that does let it down is the wheels. And with that being said, please let me know your thoughts on all of the models that have been reviewed in today's video. But don't go anywhere just yet, as I did say I had a very special surprise for you guys. And that surprise is when we hit 200 subscribers, I'll be doing a £50 mystery box giveaway for all of you people who have supported the channel thus far. So please make sure to share the videos around, as it is muchly appreciated. Like I say, don't forget to drop a like on the video, share it around with your friends, and I'll see you all next time.